Vegas is challenging. I know the way I've been talking about it so far makes it seems like it's rainbows and butterflies the entire time, but there are a few elements to it that will really get to you eventually. One thing I really enjoyed was being able to go to the temple on my mission, and that was because when you're out there in the field, there's so much evil hitting you every day. Being able to go to the temple is kind of like a relief from that. It's almost like recharging your batteries. There's pornography everywhere you go. I still have not gotten out of the habit where, for example, the newspaper bins in Las Vegas, they're not newspaper bins. They're full of very undesirable materials. And even I attend BYU right now and they have newspaper bins on campus. Obviously, those are filled with more wholesome materials. But even then, still, as soon as I see a newspaper bin, I automatically turn around and start walking in the other direction. That's still something that I haven't gotten out of my system. You have to be very careful serving in Las Vegas. I knew quite a few missionaries, unfortunately, who weren't able to endure the attacks on sexuality that they received there, and consequently were sent home. Great missionaries, fantastic elders and sisters who had all the potential in the world to be something amazing, who were amazing. But they let the city get to them. They let the adversary get to them. While the spirit there is very strong, the power of the adversary is definitely it's visible there. And it's something that daily preparation has to become a very important part of your life while you're there. Reading your scriptures all the time, really getting into it, praying, being diligent in your church meetings. Obviously, you're going to attend them as a missionary, but get something out of them. Because it's a difficult culture to be in. Serving in Spanish, I served in a lot of the poorer areas of town. People often result to trafficking, drugs, human trafficking, anything they can to make money to try to make ends meet. I ran into strippers, I ran into people for sale, people who were trying to sell drugs to me, all sorts of different things. And it's sad. It really is to see, children of God who have fallen so far. But one thing that really helped me out of my mission, kind of give me hope for the people, because there were times when it seemed it was a little hopeless. Everyone you talked to hated the missionaries. Everybody you met just wanted to sell you something inappropriate or didn't want to hear anything about the church. But if you can learn to picture the people in white in your minds, to see them kind of entering into the baptismal font, to try to see them who they really are, it changes everything, and it brings hope back. It brings that element of faith back. The casino culture is very prevalent there. You'll see people with gambling addictions all over the place. They just can't stop. And we know in the church that gambling is against church policy. It's against the commandments that we've been given in modern day. Addiction in general is a prevalent force in Las Vegas. It was something we really struggled with, and you'll see it through all cultures. Addiction to tea, coffee, pornography, to gambling, to drugs, everything imaginable. And so the addiction recovery program became a very important part of my mission as well. The church has its own 12-step program kind of type deal. It's inspired, and I personally saw it help a lot of people on my mission, as well as other things, AA programs and whatnot that help people as well get out of those things. Being in Las Vegas, I wouldn't say it's your typical missionary kind of scene. People think they go knock on doors, they find this golden family, they baptize everybody, no problems. Most everyone you'll meet there has some sort of an issue or another, something that they've been perhaps working all their lives to overcome, but they just haven't had the strength or the opportunity till you came knocking on their door, till you talked to them in the street, till a member friend of theirs referred you to them. And you really have to be on your game. You have to know the resources you have available to you. You have to have the Spirit to be with you all the time. When people feel the Spirit coming from you, it's like a fresh drink of water in the desert. It's something that is very hard to find in Las Vegas if you're not already a member of the church. I said earlier, the members are really strong there, and it's true. But it's hard for them to get out and to talk to the gospel with their friends, with their family, without some kind of a stimulus, that being the missionaries. it's a dangerous city as well. There were parts of Vegas that I served in that our mission president told us to stay out of after dark, after 6 o'clock. There were times on my mission, New Year's Eve, for example, where all the missionaries had to be in before dark because drinking gets really bad. There's guns all over the place. And I'm saying all these things, and you're thinking to yourself, why on earth would I want to serve in Las Vegas? Because the Lord will protect you. I don't think I ever once felt unsafe or in danger on my mission. I felt times when I needed to be cautious, when it was important to be careful, but I never felt in any real danger. There are places in my mission that I served in that I wouldn't go back to. Parts of the strip right up on the top by Stratosphere, called Naked City, for example, where just as a regular civilian now, I'm not sure I feel quite as safe as I do as a missionary, as I did anyway. Places like that I would avoid, but the Lord does take care of you, and He provides a way. The people in there are in real need, and the Spirit that accompanies you, that strengthens you, it's almost tangible. It's so powerful. It's definitely a place you have to be careful. You have to know your stuff. And another thing that just came to my mind, the churches. There are a lot of other faiths there, and there are quite a few faiths that hate the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They hate the things that we stand for. And they teach their members how to bash with the missionaries, how to try to disprove their doctrine, many things like that. In fact, I ran into quite a few people like that on my mission. Don't ever bash with anyone. It just brings in a spirit of contention, and that drives away the Spirit of the Lord. Bear your testimony. Do your best to serve others, to love the people. Some people will just be antagonistic no matter what you try to do. To love them, to show that your message is true. Just walk away. There you have more important things to do with your time than to argue, than to contend with others about the points of the gospel. If they don't want to believe, then they won't. Focus on finding the elect. There's a lot of people to talk to, but there are those people who are ready in the town of Las Vegas.